once again with the fastest hour in radio. Thanks for being with the Ron and Fez show. The AP is suing the Pentagon and the Air Force to access all of President Bush's military records during the Vietnam era.
Well, good luck finding nothing, my boys. Good luck finding nothing.
Here, I have an empty folder you can look at.
Yeah, I don't think there's any records there. They'd have been out by now.
Is this ever going to go away for the president?
Well, after November, I'm sure. But, until you really show people, here's the records, here's what I did, then you're always going to have questions.
What he's got to do is quit reminding people. And that 9/11 Commission was bringing out their report about what happened that day. And he said when they scrambled the jet fighters, that reminded him of his days as a jet fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And when you put on the suit, the jumpsuit, you got to quit reminding people about it if you want it to go away.
It reminded me when I won the Vietnam War. That's what it reminded me of.
He's got delusions of grandeur. A New York concert promoter has started a website petition to get Bruce Springsteen to perform in the Meadowlands opposite the GOP convention to upstage President Bush.
Shouldn't it be up to Bruce Springsteen and nobody else? I'm going to tell you right now, if Springsteen decides to do a show, it's going to sell out in Jersey. So you don't have to put a petition together.
I guess the promoter that's doing this is already reserved Giant Stadium. And all they need is Bruce to say, okay, I'm in.
Then you call him. You don't bother the rest of us with it right now.
He said that as soon as they get to 500 online signatures, 500,000, then he would contact the boss.
Does he know how big Meadowlands is? It's not going to fit any 500,000.
So I think the signatures are just supposed to convince Springsteen, whose publicist said he's not doing anything tied into either convention.
He's sold out every show he's done in Jersey since '76. He doesn't need to see 500 petitions. This is some guy, to me, that sounds like he's trying to make a name for himself.
Unless it's on TV, I don't see how it upstages the convention, because it's not going to, beat the convention in the ratings or go head-to-head on television.
Fez, this is some nutty guy making this up. This isn't real. Nobody's really going to do this. You don't even have the act. That's like me suddenly going, if I get enough people to write petitions, I'll start doing this show with Frank Sinatra Jr. It would be up to Frank Jr. whether or not he wanted to fill into the Fez spot.
They ought to do the same thing in Boston when Kerry has his convention and get a Larry Gatlin or Travis Tritt concert going there.
I'm sure if you can get 5 petitions, 5 names in Boston, somebody will show up. I'm sure that none of those guys have ever played Boston. Not one country act feels comfortable pulling that far up into New England.
It's just hard to find performers that are GOP.
New England is perfect because they're white people that really don't like country music. The only place in the country where white people not crazy about country music.
Family Circle magazine is running its cookie competition featuring a cookie recipe from Laura Bush and one from Teresa Heinz Carey. The cookie poll has accurately predicted the outcome of the past 3 presidential elections.
Wow, they go back that far.
Yes. So which cookie sounds better? Laura Bush's oatmeal chocolate chunk that she's entering.
Don't like the oatmeal. That's a problem for me.
Or Teresa Heinz Carey's pumpkin spice cookies.
Where are these people from? When they make a nice, fun cookie, it's oatmeal or pumpkin spice. I'm voting for Oreo to win the whole thing.
Oh, that's Ralph Nader. So we'll see how he does.
Which one would you pick, Fez?
I think I would actually go with pumpkin spice because that sounds a lot like gingerbread, and that's what I like the gingerbread a lot.
I feel like you're just so against the president right now as the world's worst Republican. You will not get behind even when you have a nice chocolate chunk.
I can't imagine in these past 3 presidential elections where this has worked that in 2 of them Hillary Clinton had a cookie recipe.
Yeah, I'm not pulling that off. Though, remember the time that she actually put on an apron and had her picture taken, like, here I am baking again. And that was the only time in her life I think she's ever done that.
There's nothing on the tray and the oven's not on.
Yeah. Here I am. Take the picture quick. Be like seeing a picture of Julie Follman suddenly making food for everybody. It doesn't happen.
Ralph Nader had a heated meeting with the Congressional Black Caucus who asked him to drop out of the presidential race. One woman was heard screaming, "You can't win! You can't win! You can't win! You can't win!" Like it's an Ike Tina Turner movie or something.
Nader
just yelling at the screen.
Nader yelled back at her, "I can't win, but I'll make sure you lose." How does that sound, Black Caucus? That's where I'm coming from.
That's so funny. Now he's just meeting with people to tease him. He's not getting together with groups of supporters, not getting together with groups of constituents. He's getting together with people that don't want him in the race.
I don't have a problem with that. Get out there and talk to people, though, if you're running. I'd like to see both parties do that more. I would like to see the president show up in front of, like, the National Organization for Women and tell them why he's against abortion. And I would like to see Kerry show up in front of the gun nuts and say why, whatever his stance is on guns. For some reason, we've gotten to the point in this country where the only time that you will talk to people is when they are 100% on your side. And that's even since the president became the president. He still acts like he's just the president of the people who voted for him, not the president of the United States of America. You got to get out there and say, here's why I'm doing the things I am. I know you're upset about it, but this is why I'm laying things down. And people would start to respect him more, I believe.
That's why some of those states never get visited by a president. They just never see a president show up.
I don't think that President Bush showed up in New York City until 9/11. Then finally he's going, okay, I got to go up there, even though 70% of them voted against me. All right, Fez, this is great news about your government at work. They've agreed to fine radio stations and television broadcasters, and this is the new news, and personalities as much as $3 million a day for airing indecent entertainment. What is that indecent entertainment? They can't tell us yet. They will only know when they hear it. Why stop at $3 million? Why not start beheading people? That's what we really need to do.
You know, you don't get those kind of fines for physically offending somebody. But if you say something on the radio, $3 million.
What could you possibly say that would come to a $3 million fine?
I mean, if you went to a theater and yelled fire, which is illegal, you probably still wouldn't get close to a $3 million fine on that one.
It's $3 million fines because they are so petrified of words, of the actions that people do every day when they go to the bathroom. But if you were to say what you did in that bathroom, it's $3 million.
No!
$3 million. It's unbelievable. All right, here's the big question, Fez. Who's the first to get the fine? Let's do a radio psychic.
Radio psychic.
Try to guess which broadcaster is first to get the fine.
I would normally say Howard, but I think he's watching himself too much. He's just talking about the fines now. I don't think he's doing anything that's going to cause him a fine. I'll say Elliot.
Well, here's the difference between the two companies. Howard is not watching himself, but his show gets dumped out of about 20 to 25 times a day. If not in New York, then in Washington, D.C. or Baltimore, where everybody has a dump button. The Clear Channel guys that I know are still running their own dump butting. So the same guy who said the word has to then think to himself, wait a minute, did I cross the line? And then dump it out. Where this company, we're in here with dump buttons. Upstairs, we got El Jefe. Cameron's in his office. Alan's in his car with a dump button. He can hit it as he's driving home.
Yeah, these shows are 6 hours long. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, and then by the time you take out the dump time, it's just a 4-hour shift.
You know what? We've never been dumped once. Isn't that amazing?
That's cool.
Never had to dump out of our show once.
Then they should give us $3 million. As an example.
You know what? That's a very good point, Fezzi. And, $3 million is a little much. But what if they just say, every year you're not dumped, we're going to slap on a nice big pay bonus for you? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, like in a factory or something, if you go without an accident or something like that, you have high productivity, you get some sort of bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Give us something like that.
You know what I would just say to everybody right now? You have a dump button in your car, those little buttons, and let's say you're listening to Elliot and he says something to offend you. You dump out and just change to another station and let the people who want to listen to him, and you move on with your life. Is it that difficult?
I just hope, since we've never been dumped, I just hope they don't expect us to start teaching classes. And all the personalities have to come through here. And we have to put on some sort of slideshow, overhead projector, and just show them how it's done.
Yeah, it's just still the 7 words, Fez. Still the 7 words. George Carlin laid it down. All right, we're going to take a break here, Fezzy. We'll be right back in a few moments. Got some cool stuff to give out tonight, though. We're registering people for a trip to Las Vegas, baby, on Friday night. Also, we've got pairs of Van Halen tickets tonight.
Plenty of Van Halen tonight. The show is Friday night at the MCI Center.
We'll be right back in a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.